Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Good to be back. Good to be back. Brought to you by Photographers and Art, Harvey Bradman, Master Photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard in Burbank, California. And attorney Ron Irwin's new book, Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart, and author Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, and State Farm agent Carla Green, who says, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Roll it, Tony.
You came. My baby girl, let me get a good look at you. I'm sorry, I can't get up. I got this swelling in my feet and neuropathy. I can hardly move up out this chair. Doctors can't get my meds right. You have no idea how I've suffered, Mika. But your brother knows. He's been a good son. He takes care of me.
So I'm doing good, Mom.
Thanks for asking. Well, you sure look good. You must be making money to dress like that.
I'm bartending and going to school, so money's actually pretty tight.
You read my letter?
No. Thought it might be better for you to say whatever you want to me in person.
See. Well, I don't know how much longer I have on God's green earth.
Mama.
Stop talking like that.
Point is, before I die, I just want you to know, Malika, that I forgive you.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, it's great to be back. There's some kind of bug going on. It certainly got me for the last couple of weeks. I want to thank you for your get well cards and prayers and all the other methods. I miss sitting in this seat, and I'm glad to be back. If you've just seen one of the movies from my first guest. She's an actor, a veteran actor, singer, writer. She's done a lot of stage work, won awards, has a great reputation, and is here today to talk about a new play about legendary jazz singer Billie Holiday. Please welcome Karole Foreman.
Oh, thank you, Ron. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're feeling better.
Oh, thank you.
And back
Glad
in
to
the
have
saddle.
you. Yep, feels good. Be back in the saddle. Back in the saddle again.
Giddy up, baby.
Giddy up. First of all, where did you come from? Where are you from?
Where am I from?
I looked everywhere. I couldn't find it. It said you live in L.A.
I live in L.A.
But didn't tell me when you was born.
I was born in Morocco, in North Africa. My dad was in the military.
What branch?
Navy.
Go Navy.
26 years.
26 years.
CW04.
CW04.
Yeah. He passed about 2 years ago.
Sorry to
2.5.
hear that.
I am too. We are too.
He's in heaven right now.
We were all blessed to be with him when he made his transition. The whole family was around him, and we had He was a Baha'i, and part of the faith is you have to wash the body in rose water and wrap it while members are saying the prayers. So my brother and myself and my husband were able to do that before we put him into the coffin.
Were you the only child?
No, I have a younger brother who's in San Diego
Gotcha.
as well. Yeah.
And these young kids today, I keep trying to tell them, mothers and fathers, go over there and tell them, while they're still alive, go over there and tell them, Dad, I love you.
Appreciate your folks. I was
Right.
very lucky. Yeah, my parents were together. Woo! Gosh, it would have been, 60? No. Yeah. 57 years, something like that. It was their anniversary. Yeah, just shy. Yeah, together a long time. I was very lucky. We moved around a lot, though. But I grew up in San Diego, so I consider that my hometown.
All them swabbies down there.
Well, I had to run away to L.A. as fast as possible, as soon as I could.
I see you went to school, got a lot of degrees and training.
I went to school.
Like
I went to USIU in San Diego, United States International University. I was traveling with a group called Up With People, and so the recruiter would come and see us perform and recruited a lot of us from there. Jamie Foxx was there. His name was Eric Bishop at the time.
Yes, that's his real name, Eric Bishop.
Yeah, and he was a piano. He was a music. He was a music major.
Yes.
So he put those skills to Ray to use. my writing partner is also from there. And I got my graduate degree at Cal State University Long Beach.
Yeah.
And
I went to school there also.
Oh, okay.
Good
Yeah.
school.
So it's local.
Nothing like a beach. That's what they call it. It's all about a beach.
I haven't seen the beach though.
I mean,
Since I've
yeah.
lived down in Long Beach, I haven't seen
Yes,
it.
gotta go a
Maybe a
little
handful of times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So San Diego is hometown.
I see. I'd like to talk about for a while your TV and film career. You have 44 IMDb actor credits. You got your first IMDb role in 1991.
Oh, you remember? Well, okay. I'm glad somebody wrote it down.
Yes, in the popular TV series MacGyver.
Oh, yeah. I played a Haitian girl he rescues from a voodoo cult. And it was fun. I got to stay in a coffin for a week. And who's Antonio Fargas?
Fargas, yes.
People remember him as Huggy Bear from the 70s. I'm showing my age here.
It's okay.
And Tommy Ford was in that scene.
He's gone now.
Yeah. So they both kidnapped me and hold me for ransom until MacGyver, Richard Dean Anderson, can come and rescue me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Wow. Your next TV role came 9 years later with another TV series called Becker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played God, I remember the name Susie because he kept calling me Susie. He has this charge on the phone bill that he's has some kind of contention about, and of course he keeps getting charged more and more the more that the argument escalates, and it's a fun scene. It was a fun scene, and he was fun to work with, and that whole crew. So I've had a lot of great experiences.
And it shows. It shows.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much,
you get up on the
Ryan.
stage. I'm gonna start calling you Madam from now on.
Okay, I will take it. I think I could play Madam.
When you see her resume,
He
you'll
has
call
no
her Madam too. God, she's got a resume.
But you know, my first love was theater, you know, of course. I mean, you know, at a young age, I was really shy, and was also, I realized if I could make people laugh, they wouldn't beat me up. You know, growing up in San Diego, my brother and I were the only blacks in the school system. So there was a lot of harassment from the kids and even from the teachers. So I would escape into books and into my world. And, you know, I was writing and always doing stuff on my own. And after that, my parents discovered what was going on. So they immediately transferred my brother and I to the private Catholic school there. And things were much better.
As I told you in the green room, I have a bone to pick with a lot of actors and actresses on this that don't want to get up on the stage.
Oh yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I don't know because that was my training and that was my background, and certainly it's a different. It's still based in the same truth and the same reality, you know, but the techniques are different, and it's just learning a different technique. I mean, you have to work on your voice, you have to work on your physicality. I mean, theater is very athletic. Not that film and TV isn't. It's a different type of emotional and mental focus and concentration, and it's a lot of waiting around for things. And you can redo things in theater. You're just up in front of hundreds or thousands of people, and so
and they can see you. And you can see them.
Everything is exposed, so you just, you know, have to deal with that reality. But it's just learning a different skill set to me. But I just always wanted to work. You know, when I came up here, I decided, you know, I want to be a working actor, and that's film, if that's TV, if it's a play, if it's a musical, and also I didn't know how to sing until I came to LA, and people were saying, you know, when I would go into these auditions, well, go ahead, you know, sing a gospel song. I'm like, look, I didn't come up in a church like that, you know. It was on the one and the two.
Right.
So I figured, if I want to work in theater, I better learn how to sing. So I feel like I've always been running to catch up with that, and somehow people hired me. And I still stay with training. You know, Excellent. It just never ends.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And there's no take two either when you're up on that stage.
Nope, not maybe only once when all of the power went out.
Okay, that's real.
During a show,
I can go there.
And then I said, you know, this is why it's important to support live theater. Right. You know, so.
Indeed, love me some live theater. I love it.
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
Nothing
It's my favorite thing.
Indeed.
Yeah.
By the way, as I read your IMDb record, I noted that you break down into the 44 credits. You had 32 TV series, 3 movies. Wow. 3 TV miniseries, 3 video shorts, 2 film shorts, and 1 TV short series.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, that's the list.
That's
so
the list.
This is proof. This is proof I did that. But I did an additional film that I have to mention.
Please.
It's an independent film called The Banality by two young, talented filmmakers. I did a student film a number of years ago when they got financing for an independent film to shoot in Mississippi. And the director's name is Strack Azar, and it's written by Michael Steventoni, who's a young man from Canada. They kind of have like a Coen Brothers type of feel, and it was, and I'm really excited. I did it with Sherman Augustus, who's on the Badlands, and we just had an extraordinary time there, even with the mosquitoes and the heat. Right. It's still a beautiful story, and they're very young, talented filmmakers. So that's due out sometime next year.
Great.
Yeah.
There's so much talent coming out. I have to read up and keep up on them all the time. They'll say, do you know blah, blah, blah? Nope, never heard of them.
It's hard to keep up, and there's so much content now. There's so many TV shows and film. You know, I just feel honored, to be here and to be talking about, the work that I do.
Yes.
I do a few things, but I feel very fortunate and very blessed.
I also know that your best jobs came in 2017. You had 8. 2016 and 2018, you had 6, and 2015, you had 5. Now, this is just strictly radio, television, film.
Yeah.
This is not you getting up on the stage.
Great managers and agents. What can I say? I'm with Entertainment Lab, and they actually recruited me when I was in grad school at the time and wasn't really making the time to focus on film and TV. I took some time off, and they said, well, when you're done with grad school, give us a call. And I thought, yeah. And so I went in and met with them, and, 2 young kids from Eastern Europe, and they've got like a completely different vibe from a lot of my agents. They're both behind their laptops on the computer, and they're like, oh yeah, oh hi, nice to meet you. I'm doing a bad imitation of them,
it's okay.
but they hustle so, and I like they just have a different way of going about things, and I really like that, and they seem to like me, and it's a great relationship, and I have wonderful agents at DDO Artists, my agent Anthony Boyer just loves theater as well, and film and TV, so I feel it's a really great team.
Karole Foreman, I'm going to say a few things about you. You ready?
Okay, here we go.
I just did a little just a little bit of research.
You've been stalking me. You can tell me.
Here's what I found. These are the things that you can do. Aerobatics, rowing, stage, fencing, jump rope, racquetball, roller skating, running, swimming general, backstroke, breaststroke, yoga, chef, dance ballet, dance ballroom, dance jazz, dance salsa, dance swing, dance tango, dance tap, guitar, piano, commercials, and on and on. These are just a few of what I found.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and change some of that. How long ago did I do this?
Wow.
My agent's saying, be sure to update all your skills on IMDb,
That's
and this is why, because people will call you out.
They will? Yeah, they will. They will.
Yeah.
They will.
But I have done those things. So.
Got you. What kind of roles do you look for in television and film?
Wow. I like to see what the team is, actually. I'll see who's casting, I'll see who's directing, who's producing it, when my agents send me the breakdown. And I look up their stuff, and I see, I try to do my research and see what their sensibility is, and if I feel it'll be a right match for me.
Got you.
My agents and managers, they find a lot of different things for me. And it's gotten to the point where, sometimes people will call me or they'll inbox me on my Facebook with role offers, which is great. But I really want to know the people that I'm working with and what is this role saying. Film and TV, I don't think at that point in my career where I can really pick and choose the types of things, but there's some things I'll just say, I just don't think I'm really right for that. And sometimes I could be wrong, and they'll say, well, try it. And I do. And sometimes I just end up getting booked. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe there's something that I'm just not conscious of that I need to be a little more reflective of. And, also getting older and moving,
But there are roles for old folks.
There are, and I'm getting them.
Good.
So, I'm moving
not
into
you're
that.
Old, but
I'm not trying to play 30-something anymore or, playing grandmothers or mothers of college age kids or more of those roles, and I love it, and it's interesting, and I think we need more representation of older women in the types of stories that we're telling.
Okay. I'm looking at the clock. I just got to move a little faster.
Sure,
Let me move it up a
okay.
little bit here. Let's talk about your stage career.
Okay.
What was your first stage role?
Only probably something in elementary school, a Christmas show. I think it was my first professional show was 15 it was the Old Globe Theater youth training program in San Diego. It was the Old Globe Theater, and it was run by Eric Christmas, who is a British actor. He's in a Mel Brooks film, Frankenstein, actually.
Okay.
And I was cast as Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and he taught me Shakespeare, and it was like my brain exploded, and I've been hooked ever since.
Wow. Now, we have a picture. Tony, can you move fast? This is the picture of her standing on the theater with a play called A Little Night
Little Night Music, that was amazing.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
played Desiree Armfeld opposite Sean Murray. And we worked together in college back in the 80s. We did a production of Little Shop of Horrors together. And I did another play. He's run this theater company for many years, and he's an extraordinary actor and just has done so much for the community and the community of actors there. And I felt so honored that he invited me to star opposite him in this show, and I got to sing one of my favorite songs, "Send in the Clowns."
Send in the Clown.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
Yes, good
So,
song. Yes.
they have it up on YouTube somewhere.
When I see you up
But that
on the
was one of my
stage, you look
favorite
elegant. Look at that
experiences.
outfit you're wearing.
Yeah, my
Oh,
customers always treat me very well. They hook a sister up.
good. Here's an upcoming play that you're doing called
Yes.
Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about what is this about?
Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill is about the formidable Billie Holiday,
Amen.
and it takes
Amen.
place during the last few months of her life, and it's based on a public appearance that the writer's partner had seen in a small club. There were only about between 7 and 12 people in attendance at this show, so the play is based on that, and it's really a play with music because you learn a lot about her life and what she went through that a lot of people don't know about. And it's a wonderful show. I hope it gets done a lot. I hope I have the opportunity to do it again and again. It's,
I was going to ask you
it's
that.
timeless.
Yes, would you like
it's
to
a
do it again?
timeless piece,
Yes.
and it's extraordinary. We're doing it at International City Theater in Long Beach.
Okay.
They've taken out the stage, put a platform.
You mean
and
that picture right there?
yeah. See, so they've moved the stage closer to the audience, and actually they've filled in a moat with tables. So now they're selling seats where you can be on stage, basically, with me, myself, and a wonderful pianist.
Look how
my
close you are to
accompanist.
the audience.
Yeah, Stefan Terry is his name. He's music director.
Yes.
He also sings a little in the show,
Yes.
and he's amazing. He was an MD for Recorded in Hollywood, and a wonderful, young, talented young brother. I'm excited about it.
Okay. Now, my sources tell me that you've worked at the International City Theater before.
I did a production of Fences.
Yes.
There, played Rose. Yeah, I love that show. I love
great
anything
show.
by August Wilson.
Yes.
And I had the pleasure of doing it up at PCPA.
Okay.
Again too. So that was a wonderful. I've been busy.
Yeah, little guy told me you're very
good.
honored to be a part of this
I
iconic
am.
production.
I am, and I hope people come to see it. The show is selling well. We preview this Wednesday.
Past last Wednesday?
This coming
coming
up.
Wednesday,
So we
okay.
haven't opened yet, and we open this Friday, the 18th, and we run through November 3rd at International City Theater. One show every day, and I think we have matinees on Sundays at 2:00, and that's the International City Theater in Long Beach,
Okay.
California. And
Now, here's a picture. Look at this picture. Look, who is this lady? Who is
Yes.
who is
Billie
that
Holiday.
lady?
Billie
Who is that?
Holiday, yeah, I'm
there you
loving
are,
every
Lady
minute of
Day.
it. It's daunting. It's a big role, and my director is Ren T. Brown, who's I've known forever.
You mean
I think you know
that fella right there?
that handsome, dashing man, gracious,
Long-time
just
friend. I've
wonderful.
known him a
He's
long
this
time.
receptacle of history.
Yes.
He comes from jazz, music, entertainment, royalty.
Yes.
So every day in rehearsal is a cultural history lesson, and I think he's really also infusing that sense of history and that sense of the importance of telling her story in a very powerful and important traditional way that I think is important. She's really an American icon, and so much of our history and things that we're still encountering today, how we're treating people with addictions. like criminals, when they're really people that need help,
Sure.
and that need compassion, and just about our social and political system is all infused in this story, and it's a timeless story because she's timeless.
How much of her life is seen in this play?
A lot.
Okay.
Quite a bit. And it's hard. It seems like the more you dig about Billie Holiday, the more there is to learn. I mean, she's an enigma. Even in her own autobiography, Lady Sings the Blues, people have, had some discrepancies with some of the things that she said, but it's such a personal narrative. It's hard not to believe, especially things that happened to her personally. It's very powerful.
What made you choose to do that role?
Well, I was chosen. I went in to interview for it. I didn't audition. They had known the artistic director didn't know that I sang, so I sent them a bunch of videos of me singing, and I thought it was an interview because I was driving there and I'd gotten offered another role, which I really wanted to do too. And I said, I'm on my way to this audition. I can't talk to you right now. And so I went in and I thought, well, we'll have this nice conversation. They'll think about it and they'll get back to me. So before I left, Ren leaned over and said, Carol, we would be honored to offer you the role if you would be so kind. And it just kind of hit me. I thought, oh, no. I thought, oh, this is amazing. Oh, my God, I'm so terrified at the same time. So I said, let me talk to my agents and we'll get back to you. But, of course, inside I was going, oh, my God, yes.
During this role, you learned a lot about her, didn't you?
I did.
Did a little research.
I did a lot of research. I started, because I'd seen the show going around. Of course, I'd seen Audra McDonald's performance. And, you look at a great artist. She's one of my favorite performances. She's, I think, one of the greatest actors of stage that we have. And of course, I wasn't intimidated at all. I just was thinking, oh my gosh, why would anyone else even attempt this role? But, in her interview, she talked about how daunting it was. And you just realize, she's an artist who trying to find her own way into a role. So that's, what I did. I have to throw away any judgment I have about anyone else and judgment even about myself and honor the truth of this human being through me. And I think that's a gift to be able to do that and just to be respectful and empathetic to her legacy.
My only question about that is, for whatever reason, why did these people so talented kill themselves? Remember, what's her name? Phyllis Hyman, she killed herself.
Yeah, I don't know.
Billy Day, all these people.
Fame is a strange thing. I mean, I've not had that experience, but it seems like whenever there's, from talking to other friends of mine who've had celebrity, when there are people around you who stand to gain, especially when it comes to money and opportunity and access. It's interesting. It feels like they keep the talent on this leash of some kind.
Yes.
As long as they can benefit from you. So I think it keeps people from getting help. And depression is an it's a very, very difficult disease to treat. Yes. But I think coupled with fame and people who maybe are intimidated to say anything to you or to speak the truth to you, when so many other people are around you telling you different things, I think, I think that might have a lot to do with it.
It's so sad because you bring happiness to other people.
You'd like to think, and you'd like to think but there's a lot of sacrifice with that too. You're losing time with family. You're losing, I was just talking to Seamus out there, and he's talked about funerals he's missed and weddings and family events and life that happens. You're inside your trailer, you're backstage, for 10, 12 hours a day, trying to refine and do something to make it look effortless that other people witness.
One more time, please give us the details on getting tickets, dates, place, and time, and all that good stuff. Sure.
A couple of things, and I brought my flyers with me so I could remember. So Lady Day at Emerson Bar and Grill, directed by Ren T. Brown, music direction by Stefan Terry, playing at the International City Theater, the Beverly O'Neill Theater. For tickets, call 562-436-4610. Also, one other exciting thing, I wrote an urban opera called Rule My World. That's being done at the Rockwell. Part of it being done at the Rockwell tonight is part of Musical. And Musical produces, gives a showcase to local playwrights who are writing musicals, and that's at Rockwell on Vermont in Hollywood.
Gotcha. Whew. Carol, we got to bring you back again. This is you
I would
have
love
so
to.
much. May I have your right hand, please?
Pardon me?
May I have your right hand?
My right hand.
Yes, ma'am.
What was ist das? Oh my goodness.
That's my trademark. I give
But
people
I
$1.
love it. You know, my mom collects these. She just
Wow.
gave me her collection, so this will go be a part of it.
And of course, we
1974.
wouldn't be on this show if we didn't have some roses for
I'd
the
like to thank the Academy, all of you lovely people. Thank you, Rod.
My
I'm a
pleasure
sucker for
indeed.
flowers. Thank you.
Could you put that picture one more time, Lady Day, please? One more time, Lady Day.
Thank
Oh,
you,
no,
Rod.
the other one. Yeah, there you
There
go.
she
There
is.
you
There
go.
we go.
There she is. Oh,
your producer's on
marvelous. Marvelous. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks
Thank you.
for having me in today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
We'll have to get you back again. I'm sorry.
I would love to, Ron. Thank you so
Thank you.
much, and
Thank
I'm
you.
so pleased that you are happy and well.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Tony.
Thank you.
All right. Next.
Gonna take a break. This is Ron Brewington. This is the Actor's Choice. The studio of Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Now, Harvey's been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and he certainly knows how to take care of his customers. So please give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, please tell Harvey that you heard about his offer right here on The Actor's Choice. Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart. It's the latest release from author and attorney Ron Irwin. The book was inspired by the author's first exposure to haiku well over a half century ago. Now, this experience produced with him a deep passion to experience Asia, which he later did in the U.S. as a U.S. Marine. The book is available in paperback at lulu.com. That's lulu.com. Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales split evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and Vietnam veterans of America. Book to the Future. Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. It's a new book by author Larry Buford. It's a historical and faith-based account of how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through time. The book is now available in paperback for only $17.95 from Amazon, so please get your copy today. And now, a word from State Farm agent Carla Green.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
Thanks, Carla. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For more information, please call 213-239-9675. That's 213-239-9675. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the annual African American Film Marketplace and the S.E. Manley Short Film Festival. This 25th event is sponsored by the Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center and will be held on October 23rd through the 27th. For more information, please call 310-284-3170. Again, 310-284-3170. And by the way, I'll be there. And finally, if you have a product, a service, or an upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Our prices are very affordable. We thank you. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it.
This was not my doing. This was his. I offered your friend a path that wound down many roads, but ultimately, he chose his own way to embrace his darkness rather than deny its existence. This was his struggle. He tried to flee from who he is, from what he is. There's nothing I wouldn't give him. So unusual. Boy or beast? You will have a lifetime to decide.
My next guest today is a veteran actor and producer. Now, you've seen him in many films and TV and in many roles. Born in Flint, Michigan, went to college, is a longtime member of the Actors Studio. He's currently doing the West Coast premiere of a striking new play. And here to tell us about it is Seamus Dever. Welcome, Seamus.
Hi, Ron. How are
Glad
you
to
today?
fine. Glad to have you
Glad
here.
to see
today.
you this morning.
Glad to be
Yeah.
seen. I've been out of the seat for the last 2 weeks. You can still hear it in my voice, but
Coming back,
it's
getting
coming
back into shape,
bronchitis.
getting your reps in.
Yes, and who do they get to bring me back?
Tell that to me.
You and my first guest. If it wasn't for that lady by the name of
She's lovely.
Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy Pollock, quite a publicist.
Yeah.
So glad to have you here today. When did the acting bug first bite you? Sir?
Well, I started acting when I was 6. It was kind of one of those things that my parents were teachers at the local high school, and whenever they needed children in the productions, in the theater productions at the high school, they went to us first. So fortunately, my early experiences are in things like Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, playing one of the children in that. One of the Hart children in Alice in Wonderland. My first starring role, I was 11 in Oliver. When the local high school did that. So, yeah, those are my early experiences with acting, but I've been doing it now for, 37 years.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not that old. It's weird to say that, but yeah.
They allow us one dumb question for the day. Here's my dumb
Hit me with the
question.
dumb ones.
What
Yeah.
do you get out of acting?
Oh man, there's a magic that happens when in the space between you and me, if we were acting together, there's an uncertainty, an unknowing energy that happens where anything could happen, anything could be communicated. And I don't know how to describe it other than it's magic. There's something in the air that you feel, it affects you, you affect them. That's why I do it. That's kind of the energy that I like to feel, that eye contact, the uncertainty, looking into someone's eyes. I love that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because actors is something I love about actors and actresses. They bond together. They work together.
Yeah.
They love what they do.
Yeah.
I've never seen too many people. You probably have seen some people that didn't like what they were doing, but they did it anyway.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
love it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's sort of one of those things that you gotta love what you do, and a lot of people ignore that, and but I think actors are the brave ones to sort of like, well, I'm probably not going to make a lot of money
Yeah, I was gonna
with what
say,
I
'cause
do,
money,
so
yeah.
I gotta love this. I gotta do what makes my heart beat a little faster. You know. Yeah.
Now, you have 43 IMDb acting credits. And just like our other guest today, she likes TV series. You like it also.
Yeah,
What's
TV
that
and theater. That's kind of how I've built my whole thing. I've done a few films here and there, and back in the early days, a few commercials. But for some reason, theater and TV is where I've split my time between everything. And I used to think it was like, well, no, I'm a theater actor who does TV. Now I'm a little bit of both. I'm equally as comfortable with both after all my experiences. So, it's. Television is a way to pay bills. It is also much better than it used to be, and there's very little difference between television and film now. Everybody wants a TV series now. You can get to stay in town and do some work and go to a regular building every day. So split between the two things, and I do theater because I love it. It was my first love with acting. It was the first thing that made me say, like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life. So, I try to go back to the theater. I took some time off. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
That's okay.
Go on.
Because we were just talking about it with the other guests.
Yes.
The fact that a lot of actors that I see here in this town, they come here for TV and film only. They don't come here for stage.
No.
They don't touch me, touch the stage. Oh, no.
Well, it's weird. We get this weird reputation in Los Angeles, like there's no identity for theater, and that everybody does theater to get to film and television. And I strongly disagree. There's some wonderful theater. It tends to be smaller, more intimate theater. But some very powerful theater has come out of this town. LA should be proud of its theater reputation. Everyone kind of downplays it, but no, they need to go experience it for themselves. It's not all good, by the way. There's a lot of bad theater in Los Angeles. I'm just going to preface our conversation with that.
Thank you.
But there's a lot of good theater.
theater,
You just have to
yes.
seek it out and
Yes.
go to the right places.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Seamus, let's take a look at your career. You got your first IMDb acting credit for a 1999 role that you had in a TV series, Pensacola, Wings of Gold.
Oh, yeah. That was my SAG card. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My first job, 1998. Met some good friends on that I'm still friends with to this day. Some lovely people on that. And it was my first experience being on a set, shot down in San Diego. Yeah, good times. Yeah.
Speaking of set, what's your favorite position when you're on a set beside in front of the camera?
Oh God, I don't know. For me, being an actor is kind of all encompassing. I'm the kind of actor who doesn't just pay attention to his own job. I'm always looking to see what the director is doing, how they're moving the camera around, what is that part of storytelling that dictates, now I want this camera move, now I want this setup, why is that important to the story? I ask a lot of questions of the director of photography, of the camera operators. Why did you frame something a certain way? I'm naturally kind of a nerd, and I need to know why something is done. So I ask all those questions. I don't know. A lot of it's fascinating. I love the idea of director of photography. Cinematographers do an amazing job about visually telling a story. I'm so used to the verbal part of telling the story that I'm kind of fascinated with what they do. Here's an exercise. Watch a television show without the sound on and see what you learn about the story.
Interesting.
What they're doing with the camera movements that is not communicated with words at all. And that's kind of what I'm fascinated by, visual storytelling and what that does.
In all these years, have you ever directed?
I've directed theater. I've never directed television or film. So no, someday maybe. I don't know. It tends to be one of those cliches that actors do, right? It's like, I really want to direct. It's like, well, that's fine. And I might do that someday, but I prefer, there's still a lot of challenges that await me in acting that I'd like to focus on. Yeah.
We're going to be talking about one of them in a few moments here.
All right.
Now, your role in, of course, Pensacola Wings of Gold was a good role. Let's fast forward to the year 2005. You in another TV series called Jag.
I was on like the fourth to last episode. It took me forever to get on Jag. I auditioned for Jag for 7 years.
What?
Yes, this happens in my career. It takes a lot of like what they call producer sessions, callbacks. You go to the producers, and I did that for 7 years. I had 16 producer sessions before I finally got episode 17, season 10 of Jag. Yeah. It was like there was only 5 more episodes left before the show went off the air. But I finally got it. Yeah, I played a Marine who was convicted of who was on trial for murder. So yeah,
I see.
One of those things. It was cool. I got to ride in one of those hovercraft.
Yes.
That they fly down there in Camp Pendleton. So I've had some cool stuff. That's the best part. That's the second best part about being an actor is you get to do stuff that you never thought you'd do.
Right.
And that was definitely one for that day. Yeah.
If you want to keep up on it, WGN just moves Jag into their slot.
Oh, cool.
I watch it every day.
Oh, nice. Well, there's a lot of Jag out there. Made a lot of episodes.
Plus, I'm retired from the Navy. I did my 22 years and had a great time. So it brings back a lot of memories, definitely.
Yep.
As you were developing as an actor, you had to do auditions. What's the auditions, the big A as we call it, for you?
Well, yeah, auditions are a curious thing because they're not quite the same as actually acting. They're like a little bit of different animal, and they're not so dissimilar from acting. And I don't mean to be oblique about this, but it's sort of like you have to be able to be present doing something one time with people that you most of the time have never met and do your best work, and you've got one shot at it. And now you never have to do that on set. There's never like, all right, the cameras are rolling, here you go, you're done. Unless you're maybe working with Clint Eastwood. That's what I hear he does. But most of the time, you get a couple shots at something. You get a couple whacks at it. You get to rehearse something. In theater, you get to rehearse something. But you get one shot at it, and you have to manipulate yourself to be the most relaxed person that you can, to do your best work, to put yourself in your own creative space. And that's the tricky part. And I still struggle with it, because you get nervous about lots of stuff. You see people in the waiting room that are talented actors that you admire, and you're like, oh, they're up for the same thing. Like, okay, well, I'm up against that. All right, well, I still need to do my work and be relaxed, and be myself, and be all those things, be true to myself, and all the work that I've done in all my homework. I need to bring it to this moment, and then let it all go and be present with the person in front of me. That's tricky. It's a hard thing to do, especially when the nerves get in there, the anxiety. Oh my God, they're judging me. I'm doing it wrong. I'm failing. All the myriad of things that happen in an actor's brain in those moments when the camera rolls or when the lights come up. You have to be able to relax and allow those things to happen. That's the trickiest part about auditioning. But I think I've made peace with it. I still do it, by the way. It's a myth that you never stop auditioning. That's a lie. You always audition. Always. So, a friend of mine, there's a great documentary out there. A friend of mine, James Morrison, veteran actor on television and film and theater, did called Showing Up. and it's about auditioning, and it's interviews with actors, Broadway actors, film actors, and it's very illuminating and very comforting to watch it. So he did a great job with it.
Seamus, you do got a great attitude, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I try to be positive about this. I like to pass on what I do to other actors, younger actors, and I like to talk about these things. We pretend that if you talk about what you do as an actor, if you talk about the craft, it somehow makes you insecure, or somehow makes it like, oh, I don't want to discuss those things. But I think it's such a stupid attitude. You know, you share these things we do. It's a profession. It's a craft, and it disappears if we don't share it. If we don't have these lessons and can't learn these things from the people in the past, people who have influenced me, people that are coming up, this stuff disappears. So I'm a big advocate of passing it on and moving it forward. Is that the phrase? Yeah,
that's it. Because you got to work through all the egos and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a star.
Yeah, that's a bunch of nonsense. Of course, the stars out there exist and everything. I don't know that they're necessarily actors that believe that way. You know what I mean?
I got a good one for you. What's a star?
What is a star? I don't know. Someone who you can't take your eyes off of.
Okay. Rats spell backwards.
Interesting. Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
One way to look at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. 2008, you had a role in a renowned soap opera that's still on a major network today. It's called General Hospital.
Yeah, GH. I had a good time on that show. Yeah. It was good. I got to cut my teeth on a soap opera. That was a great opportunity. It was during the writer's strike.
Yes.
I feel like the stakes were very low for me. It was sort of like, all right, here's a bunch of pages you got to memorize every day, and do your best with it. And I tried to knock it out of the park every day and come really prepared. And I think they appreciated that. They did kill me off, but that happens on television. So yeah, especially
45 episodes.
I think so, maybe more. I don't know. I was there for about 4 months, so I lost count. Yeah.
Okay. And then a major role came your way. From 2009 to 2016, you were seen in the program for folks. Folks, are you ready for this? 173 episodes. The program was called Castle. Please tell us about that.
I got so lucky to be cast on that show. I wasn't involved with the pilot. I was doing another series at the time, Army Wives in South Carolina. And they shot the pilot for Castle, and they wanted someone to pair up with John Huertas on Castle. They wanted someone who was a good fit, similar height, all these things. He's a Latino actor, and they wanted someone who was good opposite him. So they reshot the pilot out here in L.A., and I tested for the pilot. They wanted me, and fortunately, I got paired with John Huertas, and we built something together over those 8 seasons, and we stuck together. We're still like best friends, and we get along really well. And by the end, he could read my mind, and I could read his. That's just any sort of relationship.
Y'all played partners together.
Partners, yep,
right.
Yep, and played off each other very well. Working with Stana Kotick and Nathan Fillion, I think we built something really interesting with that show. So yeah,
let's take a little look at what we have here. Roll it, please.
Is it you? It's really you?
Yeah, it's me, beautiful.
Oh, thank God. Where are you? The baby's coming.
I'm inside.
Inside?
I'm sorry. I know I promised, but I'm not gonna be there.
Don't say that. Please don't say that.
Sorry.
Uh...
I love you more than anything. Remember that.
Wow, what a scene.
Thank you. Yeah, this is some of my best work I ever did on TV. It was probably in that scene. My wife, too. That's my actual real-life wife who played my wife on the show. So Juliana Dever. Yeah. Fun thing about that scene is I was on her end of the phone call sitting in one of the police cars. And so I used that as rehearsal. You don't get to rehearse in TV a lot. I don't know if a lot of actors come here and go, and you're like, by the way, I miss rehearsing. That's why I do theater. But I used it as rehearsal. So I was on her end of the phone call. 2 days later, at 3 or 4 in the morning, when we shot my version of that, my side of that, my wife was home in bed taking care of our dogs, and I was at a sound stage, and I was able to use that memory of that rehearsal and bring that into the scene. That was actually smart thinking on my part. That I was like, no, I'm going to use this because she's not going to be there on my side. I need to hear her voice at the other end of that. I need that to mean something to me. So that's what I did.
You put in your demo reel. It caught my attention. I got to use that.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Good.
Very well. Very
thank
well.
you.
What's a fond memory that you have about Castle, Michelle?
A lot of general memories of feelings of just going to the same place every day. You don't get that as an actor. You're kind of a gypsy. You're a nomad. You go from job to job. You might know a few people with each job, but going to the same place every day for 8 years was a luxury as an actor. And so knowing all the crew, knowing their family, and getting to know them, not just the actors, but knowing everybody around you. You don't get that as an actor. A lot of people in other businesses do. They go to an office or whatever. For me, that was kind of like me going to the office, knowing everybody, knowing everyone's name, saying hi, how was your weekend, spending time with them outside of work. That was the best part of it probably for me.
Gotcha. Yep. And I see it all the time. I watch the show regularly.
No.
He's doing Big Billion, is it?
Billion? Yeah.
The Rookie.
He's doing The Rookie. Yeah, I just guest starred on The Rookie last night.
Oh,
it aired.
okay.
I just saw Nathan last night. We hung out and we live tweeted during the show. So
that's actors.
he's a great guy.
That's actors for you.
He's an old friend of mine. So these people are going to be friends for life. That's what happens. You meet good people. You try to stick to them.
While you were talking, Tony was running some films. You'll see some pics of you and Philly and a few other people.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so when you get home, you get a chance to see
good
that.
Guys.
You recently did a movie called DC Titans?
Yeah, it's a TV show. It's an adaptation from DC's comic book series, The Teen Titans.
Okay.
And it's shot in Toronto. It's a Warner Brothers show for DC Universe. I hope more people get to see it, so they should subscribe to DC Universe. It's available on Netflix worldwide, but here in the States, it's on DC Universe. I played a supervillain. I'm playing a lot of bad guys these days.
It's okay.
I'm trying to break the mold of good guy Kevin Ryan cop, and see what I can do to get people to see me in a different light. But I played a character named Trigon, who was a charismatic cult leader. Who was actually a demon in disguise from another dimension. And my daughter is one of the Teen Titans, Raven. And so I come to the Earth with the power of Raven brings me to Earth, and I threaten to destroy the planet and defeat the Teen Titans. So it's fun. I got to play some really dark stuff. So and hopefully sneak up on some people with what I can do with my acting abilities.
Now you see why they put different restrictions on films and whatnot, video games. There's a lot of stuff out there.
A lot of intense stuff. I did a video game recently too, where I played a bad guy. A video game called Far Cry 5, and I played one of the bad guys in there, John Seed. So occasionally, and it's pretty remarkable what they do with video games now. That there's a lot of acting in it. I play that video game and I see me acting in it a lot, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. They did not replace anything, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, we said that you were currently appearing in the West Coast premiere of a striking new play. Please tell us about that play.
Well, it's called The Abuelas, written by Stephanie Allison Walker, and it's a really powerful play. My theater company, the Antias Company in Glendale, I've been a member there for about 15 years, and I try to do a play there when I can. There was a lot of times on Castle where I was unavailable to do a play. Oh, right there. Yeah. So it is about the fallout of a very horrible chapter in Argentinian history, the Dirty War from 1976 to 1983, where they estimated 30,000 people were kidnapped and murdered. The Desaparecidos, the disappeared during this cultural war. And in captivity, a lot of women gave birth. And what they did, they estimate about 500 women gave birth, and they adopted out their children illegally, gave them to people, sometimes military families, sometimes well-to-do families, but without the knowledge of any of the families. So the Abuelas, the grandmothers, is a real-life organization in Argentina that is trying to find their grandchildren from their children who were the disappeared. And so our play that Stephanie has written is about one of those people who finds out that she may be a child of the disappeared, played by the lovely Luisina Qualeri. She plays my wife. I play her husband. The play takes place in Chicago. She comes to find out that she may be a child of the disappeared, and all the ramifications that happen with that. Her mother is there presently, and as her abductor, potentially, someone who's been lying to her most of her life, how does she deal with her new identity? It's a really powerful play. We run to the end of November. Please come out and see it because it's
November
important.
20th, is it?
Let's see, November, I think 23rd is when we close or something. November 25th is the exact date. So, wonderful play. I have a great partner in my wife, Luisina. She's wonderful to play opposite. Really good cast, really tight cast. What's amazing is 3 out of our 6 actors are actually from Argentina. We got so lucky with that. Irene Debari, veteran television and theater actor, as well as Carolina Montenegro and Luisina, who I mentioned. They're all from Argentina. So I'm the only white guy, actually, in the whole cast. And that's
No
one of my...
speaky Spanish?
No, I do speak Spanish, not as good as them, and so I try to follow along when I can. I still study Spanish. I try to keep up in the conversations and get little bits where I can, but it's one of my favorite things
Here's
about.
this picture.
Yeah, nice still there.
Yeah.
It's a really tight cast, and I'm very lucky to play with them because a lot of times you get big casts, you don't get to know people, but we have a nice little family over there that we've built with the show, and I think it shows what we do on stage, communicating at a different level. It's pretty cool.
One more time, can you tell us how to get tickets, dates?
Go to www.antaeus.org. Antaeus is a very interesting spelled name. It's ANTAEUS.org. Look for tickets. The name of the show is The Abuelas.
All right. Thank you very much for stopping by. Special thanks, of course, to publicist Lucy Pollock.
Yes, thanks, Lucy. Thanks for setting me up. Setting us up today.
She brings out the best. Special thanks to our sponsors, Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art, Rod Irwin's Haiku, Style, Passion, Hurt, Heart, Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, and State Farm agent Carla Green. I want to thank our guest today. Before you go, can I have your right hand, please?
Yes, right hand.
Good. You get one of those. That's
wow, look at that. Thank you.
Trademark for good luck. Keep on doing it.
Nice.
Great attitude. I'm so happy to see you today because when they told me, they said, that's the man on that show. You want to go see him. I said, what show are you talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Our guest today, veteran actress Karole Foreman and veteran actor Seamus Deba. I want to thank all of our viewers today for being back here because I've been gone for 2 weeks, but it's good to be back and have these guys here. Just want to thank you so much for that, ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart. Again, be well, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.